Gary, a thriller in round 18 on Saturday as we got over the Bombers by just 5 points. I'm sure from your point of view there was good stuff and bad stuff, but overall it was a very important win as our quest for top 8 and possibly top 4 continues.
Yeah, spot on, Sammy. Obviously both teams are coming off the bye, and I thought our start was a little bit tardy. They obviously scored 4 goals in pretty quick time. I think I looked up at the clock and it was only about 12 or 13 minutes, and I thought when Guy Dixon went into the ruck after Lockie Waddell came off for a bit of a spell, I think he helped change a bit of the momentum back to our way, and we slammed on 3 goals. So from that point on, I thought we were in okay shape, and obviously in the second quarter to deny them any goals at all was a good effort from a team defence point of view. And then it was really from half-time on, goal for goal, and we're just able to keep that sort of 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 goal margin. But the AFL clubs just have a really good mechanism that if you do turn the ball over, that they're generally really good with speed of ball movement. And then they scored some goals, and of course then that last quarter, certainly I thought if we could just jag another goal, we would certainly just be giving ourselves a bit of breathing space. But as it turned out, the footy god smiled on us, and we're very thankful for the big fat padding around the goalpost down at the Bob Bonnet end.
That first 12 minutes we did seem really flat, but I suppose pleasingly we showed some good composure and ability to work ourselves back into the contest from that point on.
Yeah, and I think that's primarily been what we've done in games. We certainly have fluctuated a bit from quarter to quarter, but if you look over the 15 games we played, I probably think we've had somewhere between 8 to 10 bad quarters. And again, when you're playing against AFL sides, they do rebound quickly if you have shallow entries, and they had a lot of speed of ball movement at certain times. And I thought their stoppage work was pretty crucial in that last quarter, just to give them some easy ball as well. Look, we still had opportunities to ice the game. Young Junior O'Sullivan was probably only about 2 or 3 metres out, and of course then Dill Conway had a shot, Blakey Pearson had a shot, Geordie Lyle just got his fingertips to one running back. And then in that last little bit when you obviously miss the goal face and it goes out of bounds and you're up against the point post, I think there's some really good learnings from that point of view that we need to make sure that our scenarios are better depending on what it calls for in the game.
And a lot more efficient going forward too. You would have looked at the overall team stats from this game, and they might have suggested that we would be on the wrong side of it come the end of the game. However, we were able to pull ourselves back, and that's probably something that you've been striving to instill in our game most of the season as well, in terms of making the most of our forward line opportunities.
Yeah, we keep obviously beating the same drum in relation to how we want to get our ball movement working, and considering I think we had something like 50 to 60 possessions less than what Essendon did, and probably from that point of view it was the most efficient ball movement game that we've played, even though we were somewhat down a little bit on inside 50s. But we know our forward line is a really, really good forward line in a 1v1 scenario, but I think some of the guys don't tend to want to, whether it's pressure, whether it's communication, whether it's direction, that we can actually play this game in our forward half more often with more direct ball use. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, I was pretty happy at the end of the day that some things are starting to be able to be seen from a positive action on the ground.
And another significant milestone chalked up as little junior Tossie O'Sullivan became the 2000th player to play senior footy for the club. We always like acknowledging such significant achievements such as that, and he did a couple of good things on debut too.
Yeah, no, he did, and he certainly was pretty excited before the game, as you should be, because it's your first game at the highest level that he's going to play at this point in time anyway. And his tackle and then subsequent goal, and there were just some other little things that I thought he gave us a little bit of life and that enthusiasm and exuberance as a young player should. And no doubt he'll learn from that little missed opportunity late in the game, but it was a good debut for Tommy, as you said, and a 2000th player, it certainly is something that I guess maybe later on doesn't mean a heck of a lot, but it's a milestone in the journey of the Port Melbourne Football Club, which dates back to 1874.
And just very quickly, Collingwood this week, another AFL-associated opposition. They're similarly placed to us on the ladder, which is actually the case for all of our final 3 games, so there's still some real scope to make an impact from here on in.
Yeah, there is, and look, obviously we always want to be the best side that we can be, and of course the teams that you mentioned are all certainly challengers, and we've just got to narrow our focus down to what we can do here with the reverse game back against Collingwood. They'll obviously be a little bit dirty that they probably missed a really good opportunity against Box Hill because they had more scoring shots, and of course it's really the goals that'll be the difference in the end, whether you can save them or whether you can kick them. And we just want to use that last 2 weeks as hopefully a momentum building surge, and I still don't think we're playing at our best, even though we showed some sort of signs of that at times on Saturday. So yeah, we'll take the challenge on. Obviously we're going to have to look at our selection in relation to players this week. Not a lot of guys played back in the suburban clubs because, or pardon me, that we obviously had a bye in the VAFA. So yeah, we'll have a good look at it on Wednesday and see what we can do.
Gary, thanks for your time today and enjoy the build-up this week.
Good on you, Sam.